Captain's log. I am stranded on this strange planet, and I'm starving. The inhabitants are holding me against my will. They're making me talk about some sort of Star Trek? Is that a new ship I'm not aware of? Did the Klingons build it? They're also forcing me to review graphic novels. I can only hope help arrives soon. Onto the video. Geeks of the Week. Steph, I really like your new phaser. I have the one from the movie, but I enjoy the one from the original series better, and I have to get it to match my communicator. As for your spa costume, from the pictures I've seen, it's going to look sick, and I can't wait to see the finished product. Paro, I am so happy you got into Game of Thrones and that you started from the beginning. As for Disney jail, that's a real thing. Please don't get locked up there. I would rather be locked up in Guantanamo Bay than go to Disney jail. If it happens, I will break you out. Luluko is like the Dr. Bones of Geeks of the Week. She is the conscience of this group, and we miss her right now because she's resting up for the storm that will be Fanime. She will return as soon as she can. And Nikki, so many shows, so many. If you guys want to see a great guide to upcoming TV series, go to Nikki's video. She will sell you on many. By the way, I caught up with Defiance, and I would like to thank you for recommending it. I'm really enjoying it. It's a really cool sci-fi show. So now you have one more person to talk about the weird, random shows that you like, which I think every geek can relate to. And I believe I'm using this in the right context. Defiance is the shit taco. And Nikki, you asked a really good question. Do I think shows like Big Bang Theory make fun of being a geek? And I'm going to go on a bit of a rant now because I have to come clean. A part of me secretly hates Big Bang Theory. Here's the problem. I find the characters that cliche geek, squirrely looking, who wouldn't know the difference between a football and a set of Hooters because they've never touched either. I can't take credit for that insult. I stole that from Al Bundy. I love Ed O'Neill. Watch Modern Family. Point is, shows like Big Bang Theory or King of the Nerds, I feel sometimes portray geeks in an unflattering way. Or maybe I'm just being too hard on them. It's probably because I can't relate to them. The one I relate to more is Brody from Mallrats and Kevin Smith has his negative sides too, but I love the line he uses of, what, you fuckers think just because a guy reads some comics he can't start some shit? I love that line because finally there was a character that wasn't like, oh, I read comics, oh, don't hurt me. It was, I read comics, I'll fucking hurt you. But over the time, I've learned to appreciate Big Bang Theory and realize that there are many types of geeks. As for Community, I've heard nothing but great things about it. I know that's the show that Pat Oswalt did his epic Star Wars rant. Plus that Beetlejuice thing made me laugh. I love stuff like that. So I'm going to catch up and they better not cancel it. So that's my rant. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody with my opinion. If you couldn't tell by the costume, Star Trek was released earlier today, and that's why I'm wearing it. Not because I wear it all the time, because I don't do that. Point is, I couldn't make the midnight showing, but I will be going as soon as possible. In the meantime, here's some cool Star Trek related videos. Starting with, one of the worst things you could call somebody is a spoiler. Recently, comicbook.com accused Conan O'Brien of spoiling the Star Trek movie during one of his skits, which was fake. 100% fabricated. Watch Conan O'Brien's response to this accusation in the link below. Did you know there's a Star Trek game out there? You should check out this awesome trailer with the one and only William Shatner. You will see he still got the moves. And finally, do you like Bruno Mars? Well, of course you do. Watch the video Lazy Song starring Leonard Nimoy. Seriously watch it, it's the best thing ever. Set phasers to kill because I'm about to kill it on these comic book reviews. This week I'll be reviewing Age of Ultron issue 8, written by Brian Bendis and art by Brandon Peterson. And in an alternate future, Ultron has won. But Wolverine goes back in time to stop Hank Pym before he could ever create him, creating another different future. And there has to be an alternate future out there where this event ends well. So time travel can be confusing, but believe it or not, the plot is easy to follow. The problem is the pacing. With 2 issues left, I have no idea how Bendis is going to possibly end this in a satisfactory manner. I don't regret giving the earlier issues such a high rating because I always followed it by saying, be cautious and it isn't a must pick up. We'll see if Bendis will be able to pull a rabbit out the hat, but right now I rate this issue 3 out of 5 stars. Next, Batgirl issue 20, written by Gail Simone and art by Carlos Rodriguez. And this is the start of a new arc as Batgirl is dealing with the psychological ramifications of fighting her evil, crazy brother, as she thinks he's responsible for his death. There are aspects about this comic that I really like. The new ventriloquist is sick and twisted, it's really cool. The supporting character Ricky from the wrong side of the tracks is very interesting and strong. Ironically, the parts that I didn't like were the ones involving Batgirl. Some of her actions and reactions just didn't make sense. Because of that, the plot's not the strongest. Gail Simone's still a wonderful writer. I still see this series turning around, but right now I rate this issue 3 out of 5 stars. Next, Iron Man issue 10, written by Kieran Gillian and art by Dale Eagleson. And Tony Stark's in space and possibly discovers something about his past, like about his conception. Upward. So Kieran's run on this title has been really lackluster, and that's a surprise because he's a strong writer and I usually love his work, but he really hasn't delivered on this series. This issue was a little better, so hopefully it starts to turn around, but it's still not enough for me to recommend it, and right now I rate this issue 3 out of 5 stars. Finally, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23, written by Brian Michael Bendis and art by Sarah Pichelli. And this is the start of New York, as 1 year has passed from the tragic events of the last issue, which caused Miles to stop being Spider-Man. This is a perfect jumping down point for new readers. So you know how you have some really bad, lame days, and then out of nowhere you have an awesome one, and it makes you appreciate that awesome day even more? Well, the comics before this one were the shitty days, and this one right here is the great one. Such a cool series, so much fun, strong writing, teen characters sound like teens, and I'm gonna gloat for a minute, because I called this before anybody else did. This is the best Spider-Man comic out there right now. I saw Dan Slott going down a bad path, and I told you so, Internet. I advise you to check out the trades. It's a great comic, and I rate this issue 4.5 out of 5. That's it for me. Remember to follow me on Twitter, like our Facebook, subscribe to this channel, tell other people about us. Stop being ashamed of us. Check out the other geeks and stay geeky.